I'm done. I'm sorry.
Waste man. We've been working on getting a new sound engineer, and
Mm,
unfortunately,
I'm,
that's
I'm
the best.
auditioning for
That's the best level of sound engineer you can get for like no money,
no
free of
cash.
charge.
For in fact, you are paying us with your time. We're giving you nothing.
Yeah, he paid to be on this podcast. Okay, welcome to the Low Block, the podcast for all things football, Premier League mostly, but we can drift. And yeah, not much more to say than that. Anything from you, Lumo?
Hey man, football is a terrible sport. I can't lie.
Yeah, yeah,
We
football
should
is an
start doing
amazing
like I
sport.
said. Nah, like I said, bro. Real men watch documentaries about wars and stuff. They don't watch football. There's no time
Real
for
men
entertainment.
participate in wars, and that game was a war.
Hey man.
I well, out here giving spoiler alerts, but we know what we're gonna talk about. No one needs to hide.
If somebody's listening to this, they've probably seen the matches already.
Yeah, of course. Like I don't know how you can like. That's funny for me saying spoilers. Like, oh wow,
Spoiler alert. I'm like,
I
this
don't want to
guy.
watch the
What do you
matches,
mean
and I don't want to
spoiler?
know what happened. But I'm gonna
You're
listen to
going
a
to be,
football podcast.
you're going to be one of those famous people who goes to like a talk show and lies and says, "I was the only one in my village to have a TV" and stuff like that.
So I used to go back and tell everyone what happened in the match. Oh wow! Every time I've
That's
heard
where
that, I'm like,
development.
bullshit,
I
bullshit.
mean,
Niggas had radios.
sometimes I kind of believe it.
Niggas had radios, bro.
Yeah, but if I say we were watching WWE, you're not gonna listen to WWE,
WWE is
which
different. WWE is different.
yeah, because I think Shoma Josie once said it on like a talk show how in her village there was like a TV something I'm paraphrasing, of course. It was a
How old
TV
is Shoma
and
Josie?
hey man, as long as she's older than you, she's kind of old. No, I'm joking. Let me check.
Because I need to. Because if she's out here saying that at the age of like 20 something, I'm gonna look at them
Nah,
like,
she's
shut
not
up.
20 something. Nah, she's not 20 something. It's probably like 30s to 40.
She's not 40s.
She's not?
Not even close. Shoma Josie.
Are you sure?
Right, man.
Okay.
Like, thank goodness. Like, let's find a way to like
Yeah.
segue this into
Oh, she's 33.
33 exact. I knew it. Not close to 40.
I apologize for that. You know what it is? It's because black people are confused in terms of age. Like a person could look young and then they be very old and
Mm.
yeah.
No,
It's a compliment is what I'm saying.
I catch you. I catch you. I mean, like her song blowing up. The first thing when John Cena blew up, the first thing I was thinking is, oh yeah, this is probably a 30-something-year-old woman. I was thinking she's probably in her like 20s, and yeah, she was at the time.
Yeah. So yeah, probably her story is probably true. And that
Yeah, yeah.
concludes
There's
our
probably
Premier
some
League.
truth to it, but the way like
And
some
that
people phrase it is weird because back in the day, like ETV used to play like WWE like a few weeks after it actually happened, or a few days after what actually happened.
Smack,
So people would know.
SmackDown, you'd watch it, and then they say Friday Night SmackDown. You're like, I'm watching this on a Wednesday. What's going
Yeah,
on?
exactly.
What?
Literally, that's literally what used to happen. You used to watch Friday Night SmackDown on a Wednesday. It literally was on a Wednesday too. Good shout.
The
It was
only,
literally on a
the
Wednesday, and I
only,
was like, it's weird how they
the
calling it
only.
Saturday Night SmackDown, and then it's on Wednesday.
So Wednesday, you're like, what's happening? The when like it kind of went on, they started having live ones on Sundays, I guess. especially
Yeah,
after a pay-per-view. The Raw after would
yeah, yeah, but
be, yeah, recent, very recent.
yeah, but and also like the pay-per-views used to be like 1 day after, and so someone
Ah,
always
were they not live?
nah they used to be like 1 day after because the pay-per-views used to be at like 5 p.m. but they're definitely not at 5 p.m. in America.
But for them, it makes sense because they are 12 hours behind us, right? They're like something
It
along
wouldn't have
those
made
lines.
sense because it would have meant that like the pay-per-view started at 5 a.m. if we're watching it at 5 p.m.
Okay, I get what you're saying. The 12-hour whatnot doesn't change the fair. Okay, I
Yeah,
see
it
what you're
wasn't
saying.
live, but it was as close as things got. Like it was so I remember only because one guy was like telling me all the results. And I remember the dude telling me all the results of what happened before we watched it. And I was like, this guy's out here spoiling shit. Like he was telling me on the day of what was gonna happen. And then I was like, that's just weird, bro. This is just weird. And
Maybe
and
they the 12 hours might have been an over exaggeration. I'm just
I know
saying.
it's about 6, but yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
it's
it
about
starts at
six. Yeah.
9. I don't think it starts at 9 either.
Either
I mean it
either way,
could.
the time frame wouldn't make sense. I get what you're saying.
But
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our Premier League roundup. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you. Thank you.
we really got both our points across it, but exactly what we thought about the match week.
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing
All
more
right.
to
Nothing more
add.
to add. All right, but that was a good intro. Let's call that the intro. And let's get into the Premier League match week 7. Um so same format. We go game by game, but mostly talk about the big games because I obviously watch the big games more than I do watch the like lesser games.
Which is insane because your forfeit is you should be watching the other games.
I did
I'm
watch
just
the other games. I just watched the big games more. Did you watch Bournemouth versus Fulham?
no, that was your game. Wait,
The
I did watch it. That was the first one, right? That was the Friday match. Yeah, I watched
The
that one.
Friday match.
Yeah, that one. I had no choice. There's no other match.
Yeah. This
But
is football.
wasn't that bad of a game, I don't think.
Yeah, Clivert's goal. When I saw it, because while I was seeing it, they were talking
Yeah.
about Clivert's goal, and I never actually saw the goal. Then when I saw it, I was like, "That's a hell of a goal.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
an absolute banger to make it 2-1 as well." And just
yeah.
because the game ended 3-1, people would be like, "Oh, 3-1." So it was like, no, it was 1-1 until the 80
It
something
was
minute.
1-1 until very last minute. And I think Semenyo scored the last one, right?
Yeah, Semenya scored the last one,
Yeah.
like very late in the game. Like it was a counter attack, one of those.
Did Clivert score? No. Semenyo scored first, then Clivert. Then okay,
Yeah, Semenya
because
scored because Fulham scored first,
Fulham
then
were leading in the
then
70th
Bournemouth
minute.
Semenyo scored, then Clivert scored.
Yeah.
Man, some of the way these guys celebrate, like, because I see Clivert just running there. I'm like, bro, the shirt off I would have taken off and just rubbing my balls and niggas' faces. Like I would have been
Whoa,
celebrating with the
whoa.
post.
What kind of celebrations are you you conducting? You see,
Now,
this is
honestly, bro,
you are the reason why celebration police exists. You are the
dude,
exact reason.
imagine scoring a goal like that to make it 2-1 in the 80 something minute, and that
Yeah,
goal pushes you to, I think they're third now, third or fourth. Like I'll just be like, yeah, nah, this is my moment.
the
But
table.
yeah,
They're fourth on the table, but it's
yeah,
7 games in. Let's not talk about the table.
true. But I always like to keep an eye on it because before you
No. That's
one
so.
day it starts mattering. It's weird. Like
Yeah,
literally one day it starts. Oh wow.
It's a switch. It's a switch. It's like it's not even like on the 20th match with that's what it meant. Nah, it could be like 11th, 12. It
Mm.
could be
When
early on. Like
it's
it's
when
way.
some teams are just way too far ahead of others.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
When you
like
start
12
pulling away,
points. Like
yeah,
Liverpool 12 points ahead of Man U. Arsenal 12 points ahead of Tottenham. It's like, okay, yeah, this
yeah.
is a bit too thick a gap to
That's
ignore
it.
and pretend like the
And
table doesn't matter anymore.
I believe that's when the title race starts. Because people be saying it from game week one. They'll be like, "Oh, Arsenal scored, Man City scored, Liverpool
Yeah,
scored. Oh, the title race will be amongst these three teams." I'm like, man, can
you
we shut
genuinely
up?
can't tell.
You can't tell. The other year it was Chelsea, I think us and Man City. But the first few game weeks, you guys were top for like the first three or something like that. In 22, 20, 21, 22, in the 21-22 season, I think you guys were top early and then,
Not
or something
not us,
along those
buddy.
lines.
But
It
yeah,
was you.
so maybe someone else. I
It
think it
was
was Tottenham, but it wasn't us.
Tottenham, that's 22, yeah. Tottenham would have been 23, 24, or the season before that. No, the
20,
season before that,
21, 22 is the season I think we came fifth.
21, 22,
Which
21.
if that's the season we came fifth, then it definitely
Early.
wasn't us.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because we lost our first three games and we were lost.
Oh,
We
it
were
was
second lost.
Tottenham
Yeah, I
because they
told you it
made
was
fun of
Tottenham. I
you guys
remember it was
being
Tottenham.
lost. Yeah. You know what it is? It's that you guys were involved somehow. You
Thing is,
guys were being made fun of because you were lost whilst Tottenham was ahead.
mm,
Oh, that's funny.
yeah, I had
That's
to
funny.
add that caveat because I was like, listen, man, ever since we starting the seasons well, like there was no time we had before that. There's start the
Yeah,
season shit or start the season well, and starting well coincided with challenging, and starting shit coincided with fifth and sixth and
oh,
eighth.
is it the season? Is it the season you lost to Brentford on the first day?
Yeah, Brentford
Yes,
on the first day. Yes, that's the season when we
and
came
I
fifth.
think within those three matches, Tottenham beat City 1-0.
Yeah, I
And
think so.
that's why they were that high up. I remember that. That
Yeah,
season was nice
that's why I
towards
had
the
to
end.
add that caveat and be like, nah, it
You
was
know
tough.
what? You know what? I apologize. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
but yeah, speaking of Tottenham, these guys are also having a decent start to the season. Beat Leeds 2-1. Not the greatest match, if I'm honest.
You watched it?
I watched it like I watched it in bits and pieces.
I did
Um,
too. Because I had both Man United and the Tottenham match. Because I tuned
okay,
into
that's a
the
lie, but
Arsenal.
that's okay.
No, no, no. I tuned into the Arsenal, and then uh, um they scored, and I was like, screw this shit. Then I had because Kudu scored in the
It's
Tottenham
not a
one.
lie. It's just a misremembering of the facts.
What do you mean?
The Tottenham game was the early game.
Was it?
It was a loan.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it was. That's why. That's why you saw it. Because otherwise, I wouldn't watch Tottenham.
And you know when you were like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yes."
No, no. 'Cause you know
One
what?
hundred
I
percent
remember.
sure.
I remember putting two games on, and
I think it's
Arsenal
Tottenham.
as soon as they scored.
I
Ooh,
think it's Arsenal and Manchester United. They're
said
the two
Portugal.
games because I was also like half flicking through those games as well, but it wasn't the
Oh,
Tottenham game because the Tottenham game was the early
was
game.
was early. Was the early game.
Yeah,
Yeah, my
it's nice
completely.
like when something happened recently, like for me, because it's more of a vivid thought. Because now, like sometimes people would be like, "Are you sure?" And you're like, that's what I remember." But this one for me was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yes."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. completely sure.
150% sure. That's exactly how my day went.
You know what? Fair enough again,
I catch you.
misremembering things related to Arsenal and Tottenham.
Yeah, yeah, fairs. But
I,
the, the
after,
point is, the
after
game was quite interesting. Leeds played really well. They're actually a decent team. It's they were
they
actually. I
they
think they
are
found
like
themselves. Hmm?
no, I was going to say they are. They surprised me because I had them going down. Because the
I
gap
also
between
I had them staying up, but like I didn't think they were gonna do as well as they're doing.
yeah, but also it's still early.
Yeah, it's still a. But yeah,
But 7 games is
for
good. Early
for
or
the
not,
relegation
7 games.
teams, for the
Yeah,
relegation teams, when they push early, it's best case scenario.
yeah,
Because if you're on like 12 points, then all you need to do is just keep drawing your way through. Like Sunderland are in a great position now.
yeah.
They
That's
can just
true.
keep drawing their like they don't need to chase anything. They can just be chilling and just make themselves a good Premier League like team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's true.
But yeah, Leeds played really well. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is kind of bums. But aside from like him specifically, it's weird. His hold-up play is and his like skill sometimes is just immaculate. But then it's just weird. Like these players do be confusing me sometimes. That just get
His
in front of
his
goal and
hold up
then you're
play,
like,
his
you're like
hold up play is one of the best you see. And
you'll
then the
yeah, one
next
of the
phase,
best in the whole league.
in the next phase, he's forgotten.
Completely, bro. It's the weirdest thing. But yeah, that's how the Leeds and Tottenham game went. Like they Leeds missed a lot of chances, and then Tottenham uh took both of theirs. I thought were very preventable. But yeah, Tottenham are in a good spot, kind of. They're not playing the best, but they're playing good enough, like way better than last season. I mean,
Yeah.
how much better do you have to play to be better than 17th?
I mean, to be fair, early last season they weren't looking like they were going to be there, right? Oh no, early last season that's when they got the Van de Ven injury or
Yeah, that's when
something
they got the
along.
Van de Ven injury.
And Madison could have been the season before that because I remember when we played them, he might have been injured or something along those lines. But you wouldn't expect Tottenham to be 17th again. Like even Man United, even though they were like low down, like what 15th, they're not gonna be 15th again. Like let's be honest.
See,
Especially if,
Tottenham, yes. Man U,
especially, especially if, especially if they can. If Ineos is listening, that has bots out there who could hear. Amorim is the best manager in the world. They
honestly,
should
bro,
keep
I wish Arsenal like removed Arteta and put Amarin in, but
bro. When we didn't get Amorim, I was like, damn it. It looked like a fist pump, but I was actually like sad.
yeah.
It looked like I was celebrating, but I was sad. It was a celebration of sad, it was like tears of joy. It's
Remember that
along those lines.
remember Amarin used to was like on the way to West Ham first. That's crazy, bro. That dude was gonna relegate West Ham. Serious. Like Amarin was gonna do what this guy did. What was his name? Lapategi. That's crazy. They were
You
gonna
know what he
fire him
did?
quick.
You know what he did, Amorim? He's like, um, there was the search for like, managers in England. This dude travels to London, right? And this was when the rumors of him being linked to Liverpool were like at their highest. And then
Mm.
he travels to West Ham. And then after a while, they're like, West Ham didn't want him. And then he had to go back, excuse me, he had to go back to, you know, uh, Lisbon and apologize. Was it?
Oof,
And
embarrassing.
apologize. Yeah, he had to go back and apologize because he left thinking that, oh, I'm gonna get a job.
Mm.
And then he had to apologize to either his board and the fans. I remember they were like, there's an interview where he's sort of apologizing for that. And it was funny. It was funny. And then And then what's this? Man United fans got Amorim, and then they were like Liverpool's first choice, but he rejected Liverpool. And then what he says in the interview is like he only wanted Man United.
Yeah, yeah. You said the only one. I
Like,
heard it when you said that. I was like,
bro,
huh?
I'm like, I swear, Mr. Amorim, that Man United is not in London. I swear, Manchester has an airport where he could have landed. There's no I need to go to London airport, then travel to Manchester. No, there's a Manchester International Airport. He could have gone through that. I swear.
Mm, mm.
But then he
No,
says that was his only choice. That it was an easy choice to make. And then he gets
yes.
there 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, he's like, "We're going to suffer."
Speaking of Amarin, Manchester United.
Yeah, go on.
I was
I'm sorry.
disappointed, but then I remembered that Amarin's gonna stay, and then it like
That's the thing. That's the thing.
it
It's
was
like a
kind of like a
double-edged
hype
sword.
when because like remember the good parts of Ten Hag is that he would win like two games against a small team, and then he would lose 6-0 to you. And you'd be like, yes.
This guy,
No, no,
I think
you'd be watching the game before you'd be like,
before,
please, man, you please. Before they played
today,
you, you were like, please, please. I do not need a new manager bounce. I can't handle that today.
bro. And I remember when we beat them 7-0, we were bad. That's why they were so confident going into the match. We're like,
Yeah.
oh, we've never been this confident to go to Anfield. And then the 8-7. It
Yeah.
was crazy. But
It's a problem.
that's exactly what this match was. People were celebrating, going, oh, Sunderland have sacrificed 3 points so that we can keep Emery.
Mm.
Wait,
Sunderland,
they play
however,
us after the international window, right?
yeah, they do. Yeah.
International. Oh my God, I hate playing after the international window,
Yeah, because
especially with the scrappy.
you don't know what to expect from your players.
I know
They
what
could
to
come back
expect.
refreshed as hell, hungry as hell, or come back
I know
hungover.
exactly what to expect, but I can't say it. Can't say it.
But now I thought Sunderland let themselves down heavy in this game because I was
I
seeing
mean,
parts. I was like, they just didn't lay a glove on Manu. Like they didn't even try. It was weird. Like because I've watched, it looked like they just laid down for a giant compared to how they've been playing in other games. So,
against team.
but you know what? At the end of the day, they still have like they're still overachieving. So obviously,
They probably
that happening is fine because you're never
they
gonna
probably
like
above.
just huh.
I'm sorry, I was saying they're probably above them. I'm supporting what you're saying, like they overachieving already. They're probably above Man United.
Yeah, yeah. So they were doing their thing, and then like so it kind of like makes sense for them. Their loss doesn't isn't something you should criticize them too much for, but it is something to note that they didn't play as well as they played like other games this season.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
Yep. Arsenal West Ham. Did you watch this? Oh yeah, you said you watched until the first goal went in.
I like the VAR cancels, but then
Oh, the Saka one.
yeah, and then the Declan Rice one went in, and I was like, okay, okay,
Mm. No, I catch you. I
okay.
catch you. No, if I'm honest, man, this game was really long. Like it was really a long day at the office because we were just Arsenal was just so much better than West Ham. It was actually unbelievable. It reminded me of like when I watched Man City back in the day versus a West Ham like team where you just watch and you'd be like, this team is just so much better than the other team. We were missing chances for vibes. Like there's a way to miss chances, and then there's a way you don't miss. Like there's a way you miss chances. You're like, oh yeah, these guys are vibing out. These guys are just
I get
having fun. And then there's a way you miss chances where it's like, ooh, they have a chance missing problem. You know, one of those.
Do you think you still have a chance missing club?
I don't think so yet. We're gonna have to wait to see. Like, if we play, because like if we play a difficult game and then miss some chances in that one, then I'm gonna, or like we play a game and then we win 1-0 and we miss a whole bunch of chances, then I'm gonna call it. But I think Arsenal's just a very professional team. They're like, yo, man, 2-0,
They
that's
are.
fine. 1-0,
They
dog,
they
that's
they are.
okay.
You know how I know they're a professional team. It's like the big wins. It's so annoying because when we play certain teams, it's like, eh, bro, it, it feels very like we're like
Difficult.
it's difficult. You know when it's like I don't know, man. The way they like never stop. It's like,
Mm,
bro, we
mm.
scored 2 goals. Why aren't you stopping?
Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah, yeah.
they keep going, they keep going. It's like they want to prove something. I'm like, you could do that next week against Arsenal. Leave us alone. And then when it comes to other teams, it feels like they just, the way you describe Sunderland, it sometimes feels like that. But sometimes it might just be me speaking from a fan perspective where I saw my team kind of struggle, and I'm like, why are these lot so easy to break down now? And
Mm.
it's different in teams and it's all that.
I
So
know
it
exactly. I
goes.
know exactly what you mean when you say that. Yeah, but yeah, that's why I more think it was West Ham being horrible than Arsenal being great. But Arsenal being a professional team added to like this game being really really easy for Arsenal. Like, dude, West Ham didn't have a shot on target. Like, I genuinely, dude, when you sit down, you're like, I genuinely don't remember one moment in the game where Raya even caught the ball. It's
Yeah,
unbelievable how little West Ham did. It was absolutely unbelievable. That's why I was
just
saying it was
watching
really
them
boring. I was kind of hoping that like more of our players would like, try get
score.
their goal tally up. But nah, none of them really did.
These are the games that win you the golden boot.
Yeah,
These are the
exactly. This is the one I wanted like Gyökeres to try get like in that golden boot race. This was one of his poorest games for Arsenal, but
I
I'm
saw
really
it too.
happy with him. He's a good player, eh? Like they're just things he does. I'm like, this guy's a good player. So I'm happy with him. But yeah, he definitely had a poor game.
How many players do you have? Because
Huh?
I know Havertz is out, and I saw during that match they spoke about Madueke not being.
Yeah, yeah, Madueke injured, Havertz injured. Now Odegaard's injured, definitely. Who
Uh,
else?
what about Declan? Because on the
Uh,
thing when I checked
that one
later
that
on,
one
it
looked
said,
a bit weirder because it looked like a back thing, so it's a bit different. I think it was one of those. I've also had one of those where it's like it's just a bit stiff in the back after someone like you get into a 50-50. So that one hopefully is not too bad.
"Do you think?
Then
Do you think? Oh, there's also a Hincapie.
yeah, and Hincapie also out. Is it just those four? I mean, Jesus. They mentioned Jesus, but like Jesus is like out. But he should be coming back like soonish. So that one's a bit more interesting. But yeah, we have a lot of injuries, but it hasn't affected us as of yet due to the depth
Yeah,
that we.
because yeah, Mikel Arteta, he's now looking at people. You thought I was crazy buying seven centre backs. You thought I was crazy. That's what's happening. Because you guys have Mosquera on the bench. Ben White can also do a job there. Like Saliba, Timber, Gabriel, those are centre backs. Even Calafiore could do a job at centre back.
Yeah.
So what's this Hincapie not be there? It's like, you know.
Mm.
Then now for Havertz, like unlike you did last season, you have your Gyökeres. Well, you had Madueke. You sort of got the players there. And then in midfield when who's this Odegaard is not there, you can use other players.
Yeah.
You have depth this season.
Yeah. It's
Or
it's
should I say
it's
better depth?
um proper depth, hey. Like honestly. I
Do you
messaged my
think?
brother. Huh?
No, no, no. Continue. I was going to ask a question. I'll ask. I'll ask after.
No problem. But yeah, honestly, it was after the. I think it was the Nottingham Forest game where I messaged my brother after. I was like, "Listen, man. I've been hearing a lot of people say this no excuse, no excuse, no excuse nonsense. And every time I hear that, like I'm always like, I mean, something can always come up, things can always happen, and there are other
You
really good. And I was like, there are other really good teams in the league as well. I mean, Liverpool just bought
you
two.
like there can always be an excuse. That's your response.
No, yeah. I was like, there's a lot of things that can happen. Say no excuse simplifies all the things that can happen. Like Liverpool, especially after Liverpool just buy like two of the most expensive Premier League players of all time. Just one time. That's something that'll make you go, okay, that's tricky. But it was after watching us play Nottingham Forest, I was like, you know, when I hear no excuse, I get annoyed. But watching this game, I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, but they may be an excuse or whatever to not win the league. Another team is just better than you, but to not win like a trophy, there's just absolutely we have two teams. We have
Yeah,
two
do
teams. Like
do a
we have
Chelsea,
two teams.
do a
Huh?
Chelsea and have. I'm saying do a Chelsea and have another team get you guys to the semis, and then main team takes over.
That's what I'm saying. Like we have two teams. It's honestly inexcusable, and the way it's being managed right now as well is the reason I'm like, yeah, nah. There's no excuse. There's absolutely no excuse. Odegaard's out. Straight in is Eze. Eze straight in, and not only is Eze straight in, right behind him is Ethan Wanyeri. Rice injured. No problem. Put Mikel Marino. And Mikel Marino is a top player. Like he's just not like first team level type of like he is, but he isn't. You know, one of those. He's not
Like
special.
you could do a job for
He can do a
mid-table team, like
you're
a
you're
proper
not gonna
job.
lose a game because you had Mikel Marino. Well, I'm not. I'm never gonna be like, oh man, because Rice is injured and we put Mikel Marino. That's why we lost this game. That's not gonna happen. So we have Mikel Marino there, like literally two teams, like two full teams. The only thing that's missing is the striker. There's only Gyökeres, and then after that, you sit down and start waiting. But Gyökeres is literally just the occupying man right now. So it's perfect. It's a perfect situation where it's like other freaking Mikel Marino goes in there sometimes. Like when they want to rest Gyökeres, they put Mikel Marino. It's like, yeah, okay, Mr. Occupying Man. Yeah, well, honestly, yeah, there's no excuse this season for Arsenal.
What
If
what
I can
trophy?
say,
What trophy do you think is likely the most reachable? Because Premier League could be a toss-up and whatnot. You really can't. But which trophy do you look at and say we should at least do a job at this?
I think like sitting down at this moment, Arsenal have to chase the Premier League and have to, one of those where it's like they
Now
have
that
to
one,
be.
I get that one. That one is like a given that you have to chase. But I'm like, and obviously you're going to do a job in it because of
They kind of
the
have to
gap
win it. They kind of
the
have to win
Premier
it.
League. Fair enough.
They're not there are very few times that you'll ever find a team and you'll be like, you have to win the league. Except if it's like your Bayerns or your PSGs. But this is the one season that you're looking at Arsenal, you're like, it's true. Liverpool are in transition. It's true, 100% true. It's overblown, but it's true. But and also what's it called? Chelsea are not yet there. Chelsea are not ready. Manchester City are in serious transition. Like we're gonna get to their game later. These guys are not that good yet. Like you can't sleep on them. But in simple terms, everything that Arteta has built up should be for the like built perfectly for this season to win.
You know what? The thing I saw. early of the season is when there were awards. I forgot the PFA, and then one of your boys interviews Mo Salah. Like he has a quick little chat with Mo Salah, but Mo Salah mentions something that you don't really
Like
think
that we
about.
were favorites.
Yeah, he says your favorites, but the reason is because you guys have been together a long time. And the reason I think he said that is because that's how we won the league last season. Uh, Last season we won the league because we literally added just Chiesa.
Mm.
That group had been together, and you had like winners in the thing, like people who could take the game, by the neck and continue like Mo Salah, Van Dijk. You had those kind of players, and they'd been together with the group itself. So when we went close the season before that, before last season, when we were close and we didn't get there, be the new players, the Soboslai, McAllister, Gravenberch, Endo. I mean, we won a Carabao Cup, but it's not that big of a title. So they would have seen, like, they would have felt the work, is what I'm saying. Like the work of the Premier League itself. And, being together, that kind of gives them a sort of it's like an added thing. It's not, you
Mm.
can't quantify it, but it's important. So when he said
Yeah.
that, I was like, that's a great point.
Mm.
I saw some Arsenal fans were not happy with that. I did not understand why.
No, I fully understand why. It's only because like the level in which you guys have new players is not that far off of the level that Arsenal have new players. It's not unbelievably far. It's just you guys
What do you
have
mean?
more new players than we do. But we are still operating also with a bit of players that are also new to the team. I mean, we have of the starting attackers, we had like main team. We're talking about
No, no, no.
Trossard is playing there, but we're talking about two new attackers, a new CDM. Like
But you
that's
have
that's
that's
first
that's
team,
that's absolutely true. That's
huh?
absolutely true. But I think the main difference in saying this group has been together for a long time, like comparing Liverpool and then by the way, I'm not using this as an excuse. I'm just trying to, you know, say what Mo Salah said. Is that the difference is that when like we sold, I'm not sure who you guys sold because I know Tomiyasu was gone, but he wasn't a mainstay in the team. Um, did Pepe leave last season or the season before last?
You keep asking this. Pepe left a long time ago, eh?
He did. I always think he was just at Arsenal.
Nah,
There's
nah,
that
he
guy
left a
you
while
loaned
ago.
out.
I think 3 seasons ago.
Who did you guys sell?
We didn't sell any things about to end, so hold up. Okay, back to discussing Arsenal.
Yeah, as we were saying, the transfers that you've made, like transfers out, I think you've only made like I think the free transfers, of course, your boy who went to is it Celtic or Rangers?
Oh, Tierney.
Mm, here in the year, and then Tomiyasu is still a free agent, I believe. I think he's still
Mm.
is he still injured?
Yeah, I think he's probably still injured.
Yeah, so it's like, you know,
Yeah, I think for me, Tomiyasu's situation is just so sad because he was such a top player.
yeah, it
I
happens.
never saw that
But
coming.
but but I think that's the point. Like with the Mo Salah thing that was said,
Mm.
the difference is not just we because we both added players. You added Zubimendi, Norgard, Eze,
Mm.
Madueke, and and Hincapie. I think
Yeah, probably.
you.
Probably Hincapie, probably someone like our
Oh,
other
in
Stevie,
Gyökeres. I forgot to mention Gyökeres.
Gyökeres.
Yeah. but then you've not let anyone go. And even though it's not really like an excuse, but it's like I said, it's an explanation of what he was saying. Like, your group has been together longer. Brought in
Mm,
a bunch left. Trent left. Um, I guess Chimikas left. There's Harvey Elliott who left. Um, Kelleher left. Like it's a whole bunch. There's
mm.
no position. There's no position you can mention where I think maybe midfield, where we've not added and somebody has not left. Like fullbacks, both
Yeah.
are new. Attackers, we bought Ekitike, Isak, and then the funny thing is that they were like left wing. Rio and Chiesa will handle that. I was like, okay, okay. Okay, it's a bit sketchy, but okay. But yeah, I think that's the point because we let Luis Diaz go, Nunes
No,
left,
I hear the
Jota
point with like people not leaving, like people leaving. I guess that's a background thing more than
yeah, but
because on the field, like first 11 type shit is what I be thinking about. Like even squad type stuff sometimes to a degree is what I'm thinking about when I'm like, what do you mean? Like it's not that far off. It's not that far.
we- look at the starting 11 and the bench.
What's it go? Yeah, I know you're starting 11 on the bench for like your most recent game, but then if we're talking for like the remainder of the season, when you're talking about like, obviously your regular is Allison who would be playing. Then it is your
No,
right and left back who are new.
our regular is our second keep, whoever it is.
But yeah, in the mind you'd be thinking, okay, your right and left back have changed, so that's definitely different. Then you have a
Right
new
back
cam.
is the one that's going to be the most 50-50 because what's this? Bradley, Frimpong, they interchangeable sometimes. So
Mm.
yeah,
No, I catch you,
and
but
then
right and left back to a degree have changed. Then
yeah,
what's it called? Then you added another cam, and then you added another striker. Like I'm
yeah.
saying, first 11 type stuff. So in that kind of
No,
situation, you're like, okay,
striker,
well
striker,
that's four players.
striker is both. We don't
But
have a
you
striker
don't
that
play
was
you don't play
here
both
last season.
strikers. You know what I'm saying? So like it's like that's
No,
what I
no,
mean
no,
by
I get
first
you.
11 type. Yeah, like
Oh, I
you've
thought
added
you were
four players.
also
We've
adding the bench.
added, huh?
I thought you meant also with the bench,
Oh, I get you. No. I'm talking about like, but that's the way
the
I'm thinking.
starting
That's the
11.
way we're thinking about it as an Arsenal fan base when he says, I'm like, you've added like four to your starting 11. We've also added around four to we've added Zubamendi, and then Gyökeres, and then left wing, or like whoever goes left wing is a new guy. So it's that kind of situation where it comes in. So yeah, I can obviously understand what Salah is saying. It's just when he first said it, it was like, come on, bro. You have a new striker. We have a new striker. You have a new left wing. Sorry, you didn't have a new left wing, but it was like we have a new left wing. We have a new CDM. You have a new cam. You know, but then yeah, that's what I mean. It was just something that was gonna take some time to simmer. It wasn't gonna be immediately heard and understood. It was gonna be something that takes some time to simmer. Despite that, even despite the new players that you have, I'm not even sure if that's actually the main factor. Not
What do
with
you mean?
I mean we're gonna get to your game if I'm honest. Actually, your game is actually what we're gonna get to like right now.
Next, we will
Chelsea
transition
versus
towards it. It's,
yeah,
it's,
literally.
it's along the same thought. Yeah. So continue. What do you mean?
I mean your main problem. I mean, see, the longevity of your team also adds to the longevity of your manager. So it's
Okay.
one of those where it's like this is your manager's second season. So that's where the situation becomes a bit more, I guess you can say, a bit more nuanced. Because
A bit more technical, I guess.
yeah, it
As
becomes a
as
bit more technical. Because with a new like there's without trying to like undermine Slot's achievement last season, there's a general idea and general understanding that, like, one of those, none of this would have been possible without the man before. None of this would have been nearly possible without Klopp's heart, like proper putting in all the effort and building this team that just needed a few tweaks to win the league the next season. It was one of those where it was like, yeah, so that's the reason why um that situation's a bit different. But now you kind of this isn't even, in my opinion, I'm looking at this team, I'm like, I'll be honest, this is not Klopp's team.
No, no,
When you
this is
see a team, you're
definitely
like,
not close.
Gakpo starting left winger, and like a new striker, versus Cam, what's it called? New right back, new left back. It's fully one of those ones where it's like, this is now fully a new manager's team, which becomes fully a new manager's way to work with the team. Unlike last season, where it was like, this is sort of a new manager's team, but it's still the old manager's team. So the new manager is working with the old manager's team. So he used similar tactics, but then he just tweaked them. Now it's like,
You know
I'm
what this
using
reminds me of?
I'm teaching new players my tactics.
Yeah. This reminds me of, okay, it's the Springboks were bad at some point after the 2015 World Cup or something along those lines. They were really terrible. The new manager of the Springboks, I know you don't care about rugby, but the new manager of the Springboks had them play a different type of football that was good, not football, different type of rugby that is good in theory, but in practice it's difficult. So when Rassi Rasmus came in, he just tweaked he just tweaked the thing that that manager was doing, because the manager required the whole system. He required players to be at 100%
Mm,
throughout the entire game. So
mm,
I see it as something similar, because when Slot came in, he tweaked a few things. Mo Salah didn't have to do as much defending, even though people say he didn't do enough like defending in the first place, but he did a bit more under Klopp than he did under Slot first season. We were a bit more calm in terms of trying to, take on the match. What's this? We would pass more. We'd be going towards a possession team, because Klopp's
yeah,
style is like, we get the ball, we attack you now. We
yeah.
see. Are you awake? Are you...
Mm.
So he just did a few tweaks, and I get that. And you saying that this season it's not just tweaks. You have to lay the foundation, and that's also true. Uh, uh, um, Having said that, I still kind of understand what Mo Salah is saying, and I
No,
did
no,
not
I
understand
agree. I
why.
agree with what Mo Salah was saying. I just
No, no, no.
understood where
I was-
we were coming from.
Yeah, I was going to say I did not see the
Mm.
complaints, because I saw it at face value what he was saying. People were like, mind games, mind games. I'm like, or or he just said what is true to what he believes, and I get, it is what it is. We are going through. I wouldn't even say it's a rough patch. People have rough patches, and it's like, you know what? It is a rough patch according to our standards. It is a rough patch, but it,
Yeah.
it, it's it's one of
To be
those that
honest, man,
our
three
our
three
rough
three
patch.
losses in a row would be a rough patch for anybody.
No, no, no. It's not just three losses in a row. We haven't had a good game in such a long while. I'm
Yeah.
saying it's a rough patch according to our standards, because we won a bunch of games before that, but we're still
Oh, I
going
get you,
through
but it
this
was still
rough
shaky.
patch. Yeah. So it's one of those. Many teams would be happy for this rough patch, but it is what it is. We haven't played properly in a very long while. We were
mm,
the best I've seen us play was Atletico Madrid first half. We
mm.
played beautiful football. And I even thought like Salah was back fully because he looked so energized and everything. Um, is a bit more, it's one of those. It's one of those. The match was, you know what it is? When you see your team, when you choose it, and in the first 10 minutes, you see your team passing the other team the ball, you're like, okay, this is one of those days. In the first
Yeah,
10 minutes, I started seeing us losing the ball cheaply. It's like, oh man. That's what
yeah.
even led to the Caicedo goal. It's like we were not connecting passes. We're just not doing it. But it is what it is. Hopefully we get through
Mm.
it. Anything specific you want to talk about in the game?
I think for me the game was like quite an entertaining game.
It was
Like remove the
entertaining,
fact
yeah.
that it was uh basically a hate watch, even though there was like a dirty taste in my mouth after the last minute goal, the way they celebrated, when you see Enzo Maresca running down, it's
Yeah.
a bitter taste. It killed me. I was watching something else, and then the people were like, "I don't think you should get a red card for running and celebrating with your team." And I was like, "I agree. I don't think you should get a red card for that either. A yellow
Got a yellow
card,
card.
on the other hand,
Yeah, he got a yellow card.
I think you should always get a yellow card for that." So that
Oh,
part was really funny because when they said it, I was like, "Oh yeah, no, fully, no,
no, no,
no,
that's true.
I
That's true.
I agree." A yellow card, however, 100% you should get a yellow card for
100%. It hurt us more, like as Liverpool fans, because we've seen Klopp celebrating down the
Oh
line
yes.
on the pitch with Alisson when he scored against Everton. So,
Mm.
it was one of those.
But
Oh
yeah, I
man,
thought I thought if I'm honest, like this is my honest opinion. It was one of those games where it was like Chelsea. I thought you guys were poor, and I
oh
thought
yeah.
Chelsea were also poor. I
I
was
don't think so. I thought Chelsea played a very intense game. Like
they
they
played an
were
intense
on it. They
game,
were they were very alert.
but the passing patterns, the passes were overhit. They kept losing the ball. They were doing what you were doing. They were literally
But
losing the ball like in awkward positions. You see
yeah,
when
but
Mo
but
Salah was like going, like there was one point where it was like, oh, that's just pure brilliance from Mo Salah. But there was one point, like you saw when yeah, it was Ekatike that gives it to Mo Salah on the court, on the side there. This is a golden opportunity. Like Salah missed a proper chance there. Like this was not a small chance, and I think it was the three chances that Salah missed. One way he did take it alone, but the other two, I was like, I can't lie.
I think one of
But yeah, in
them
simple,
might have been a Verts pass in the
yeah, the
second
verts
half.
backwards. That yeah, it was the verts one, not Ekatike. It was the verts one. That was a golden. In simple terms, man, there were like many instances where I was sitting down. I was like I think the fact that Chelsea are like going toe to toe with the champions would kind of confuse people to the fact that Chelsea weren't great either. They weren't good with when it came to their passing. Their long passes were coming from their goalkeeper. Those were pretty nice. But aside from that, I never really saw like there was a point where I think and then people were like Enzo had a good game. I was like, are you sure?
They said Enzo had a good game.
Yeah, I heard
I don't
Enzo
know.
Fernandez had a good.
I
I was like,
thought
are you sure?
Caicedo maybe. Caicedo maybe.
They said
But
what's it called?
Enzo?
Because like there were a lot of Chelsea players I thought were a bit like a bit poor. Like what's his name? Right wing Pedro Neto was decent, but he didn't do anything. You know, one of those where it's like, yeah, you
He
were good,
did
but
have
you didn't do anything.
that one run um in the
Then
I think
Ganacho,
first half.
same type of situation. What's it called? This guy, striker, João Pedro, nothing. Like
Jean
who
Bishop was
you
always giving us the ball sometimes.
yeah, he was. Like, you know what, when you start pointing out players like that, you're like, it was a strong team performance, but it wasn't a very good, like I wasn't looking at Chelsea like, ooh, these guys are the next up coming. But it was one of those
But
where it was like it kind of, for me, it kind of exemplified how poor you guys have been this season.
yeah,
More so
no, that's true.
recently than the whole season. It was like, because I was watching you guys and I was like, the way you leaving like Bino Gittins to run basically 1-on-1 with this nigga takes the worst first touch you've ever seen in your life. And then what's called this guy catches up to him.
Almost
I was
like
like, yeah.
almost like catches it because he takes the touch towards the inside, whereas if he took it to the outside, it might have been like something. What do you think about Soboslai's yellow card? I feel like it's deserved. How dare Soboslai kick the ball?
Oh yeah, that tackle, right?
It's the one where the ball is like 50-50, and then
And
he
then he goes
does,
and kicks it.
when,
Yeah, I saw.
yeah, when
Yeah.
you really try to blast it against the opponent. So he does that whilst the opponent is kicking it on the other side. I think it was Cucurella. And then he,
Yeah.
as they
I'm
say,
quite
makes a meal of it. I thought that
I'm
was funny.
I'm quite certain that the ref thought he kicked Kugarea.
He kicked I promise you right now, if he did, Cucurella would have been screaming like way worse. Like
Yeah,
some of
I
these
think.
things, it's not just because, Liverpool, whatnot, bias, whatnot. It's they're so annoying. Like the thing that defenders do,
Oh, when they
Robertson
turn
does
around
it
and
before.
fall.
Oh my God, I hate it so much. I
As a
hate it
Gabriel
so much.
Magalhaes fan, I have no
Oh
opinions
my,
on this.
yeah, yeah, you shamelessness. You,
Every time he does it, I'm just
if,
as no, not just Gabriel. As a Gabriel Magalhaes fan and a Lewis Skelly fan,
oh my
I
God,
think I think that is what the game today needs.
oh my,
I think
bro.
it's moving the game forward. It's intelligent play.
It's all the nonsense they said about Harry Kane whenever he dives. Whenever Harry Kane dives, they'll be like, such an
He leans into you and then he falls
intelligent,
down.
intelligent player. So this is why he's the captain of England. Such an intelligent player. That's why he
He
has
just
this many
buys the
goals.
foul. He buys the
Yeah,
foul.
he buys it. Mo Salah gets kicked, they're like making a meal out of it. It's like, whoa, whoa. By the way, Mo Salah gets, bro, this thing, he gets held, kicked. I've seen him receive, I've seen him give away a foul for being flipped over. I'm not sure if you remember, we played Man City a few years back.
Yeah,
This
Bernardo
he,
Silva.
Bernardo Silva flips Mo Salah and all that, and Bernardo Silva gets a foul. And it's one of those. Like even in the game, they would hold him, and the ref would see it. But you know what it is, and I know where it started. You remember when Pep came out and said, "Mane and Salah are diving."
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Ever since then, even the fouls, the refs are like, should we give? But you
Mm.
look at City themselves.
Mm.
Oh, oh, the amount of diving. I want to be one of the people asking questions one day and go, Pep, a few years back you said Mane and Salah were diving. How how would you say you feel about your players right now? Let's start naming it. Whoever dived in the last game. Bernardo Silva. I saw Bernardo Silva. Jeremy Doku doesn't dive that much, but he does
Yeah,
most of the
Savinho.
time.
Savinho is quite the diver.
Fabinho, yeah. Yeah, Mateus Nunes. How do you feel about these players diving? I want to see what he
Mm.
said. I want to see what he said.
But
If his head explodes, it's fine. But I also want to mention something that before we move on, of course, something that Van Dijk said
he said, "I
after
told
the
you it was gonna be hard."
yeah, he mentioned how it was always going to be a difficult season, on and off the pitch, and people have been online. Well, Twitter's not a real place, but they've been going crazy about him mentioning that. They're like, oh, why bring up Diogo Jota in this thing? There's a Liverpool fan account. You know, I think we've been infiltrated by other fans, but it's fine. There's a Liverpool fan account that says we all mourn. There's no need to bring it up now. And I was like, it's not really the same, is it? What do you think about what Van Dijk said? Because he mentioned how it's going to be difficult on the pitch and off the pitch because of, you know, everything going on.
You know what it is? If he said it like after like I guess a close draw or one of your last minute wins, then it would have come across a bit more genuine. But the fact that he said after a loss, it does come across a bit more,
This is
Well,
none. This is the second time. This is the second time he's saying it. He said it after the Bournemouth game, the first win, the one 4-2. He
yeah,
said it
yeah.
there.
But like if he said it like for you to say it again after like your loss, your third loss, it does come across a bit like you know what I mean. It comes across a bit like, oh yeah, this you're only saying
Yeah,
it because you're annoyed about what's going on.
but then
You're like,
what
yeah, it's
about
different.
the first home game?
No, I'm saying, yeah, the first time you say it, it's like, okay, okay, noted, noted. Then when you see if like when you see your team winning, 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 it's like, okay, okay, calm, calm, calm. Then you lose, 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 and then it's said again. It just like it's been a while since the first home game, so it does come across a little bit, you know, it comes across a little bit weird. It doesn't come across the most. It's kind of like when like a referee is shit, but you lost the game. It comes across better if you win the game, and then you're like, the referee is shit.
But what you're saying is it looks like you just saying because you lost the game, but you still the you what you're saying is true. The referee is terrible.
Yeah, it sounds like you're just saying it because you lost the game and you're annoyed about that right now, and that's why you're saying it.
I think people have taken that stance, and it is what it is. But I, he said it early on, whilst we were winning. So it's one of those, man. It's like
Thing is, yeah,
I guess
he said after you won, like after you won your first game of the season. Because there's just something a bit off about Liverpool from like the beginning. You're just watching, you're like, you guys just look a little off. But
I
so
think
yeah, I
especially Salah, because he was
yeah,
quite emotional in the home games because they sing his name. Somebody I seen a video where a former player mentions how they lost their their mother. Um, it was what's his name?
Adriano.
Uh, no, no, um, Anuoha.
Oh, Nathan Manoa.
Yeah, yeah, it's Anuoha. Always said Anuoha, but it's fine.
Yeah.
He mentioned how when he was playing and he lost his mother, he didn't really quite enjoy football as much.
Mm.
And I, you know, the thing is, you feel it as fans, and we're going off on a bit of a tangent, and I apologize, but you feel it as fans. We lost Diogo Jota, and you know, but when that fan account said we all mourn, as in like gone past tense,
It was like,
they
listen, man, we were in the dressing room. He was our best friend.
yeah
Yeah, I know
yeah
what you're saying.
it seems
It's the stupidest thing to say.
it's one of the worst things to say, and
It's like if you lose your sister and then someone's like, "Yeah, man, I lost my cousin, bro." You're like, "Fuck out of
bro,
here, bitch."
I'm still
Yeah, man,
mourning the
I
loss.
lost my second cousin too, bro. You don't have to be so like. You'll still be mourning, bro. When are you gonna get over your You're like,
It's
what?
and also what is defined as mourning? You going RIP in terms in the what's this on Twitter or something? What is defined as mourning, and how do you know it applies to everyone? Because they always say we all mourn differently. I'm still like like people can go. I'm still mourning the loss because it's only been 3 months.
Mm,
Like it's insane. But I get what you're saying in terms of the optics. But hey man,
mm.
what he said is not a ridiculous thing. It happened and it's a very unusual thing, and it's not like an everyday thing where you can point towards the team and say, look, they handle it this way. Uh,
Mm.
it is what it is. But it was kind of, I thought it was an interesting thing to bring up because
Yeah,
there's a bit of a an insensitivity that we've come to.
yeah. Just as social media heavy people.
Yeah, not like as fans as well. Like these players are humans. You remember when
Mm,
Lyle Foster was going through what he was going through? He didn't he didn't accept the call up for South Africa. And I saw
mm.
in the
But can still hold it against them to this day.
yeah, they were like, yo, how come you didn't want to play whilst you said so, you're not great mentally, but you played a few days later. And I was thinking about that and I was like, there is no, you know, book or guide to
Yeah,
mental health problems. We all deal with stuff differently.
yeah,
We, when I'm depressed, I move a certain way. When somebody else is depressed, they move a certain way. And you
yeah,
saying, why didn't you accept the call up is kind of a weird stance to take because we're moving like we don't see the the effects of mental health problems. The our former uh, 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 um, female team coach a few days ago, a few weeks ago maybe, passed away, and they they said it's from he passed. It was a suicide essentially, and it's one of those things, man. Mental health is a it's a bit of a thing, you know. It's a bit
Oh,
of
that's
a thing, and
beautiful.
people try and
That's
make it
beautiful,
more.
Lumo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you.
Yeah, you're gonna
I'll chill
cry.
with it. Almost. You ruined it. Okay. But on a serious note, it's a very serious thing, and
Yeah, of
people
course, of
we
course.
take it lightly because we're all so desensitized to all these things. Bro, we saw a person get shot, and it wasn't oh ew, I have to go vomit now because I just see this. It's like insane. We've been so desensitized to like everything. It's crazy. But yeah, it's one of those, man. It was just
Yeah.
something I had to mention. Let's move on quickly before we take time away from the absolute hate watch that I had against Crystal Palace.
Oh yeah, that must have been a glorious one, especially the way they conceded.
Yeah, yeah. Oliver Glasner has an enemy for life. I used to like Oliver Glasner. I celebrated when they won the FA Cup against Man City.
Mm, mm, yeah,
But yeah,
but no.
what do you think
Um,
of the decade?
Everton versus Crystal Palace. Um,
Yeah,
Decent game. Crystal Palace missed a lot of chances.
they did. Yeah.
Yeah, and Everton capitalized. Last minute, very, very
Also, they
lucky.
also kind they were also kind of
Not lucky. I don't know if I can call it lucky. It was unlucky that this guy missed in the first place.
yeah.
It was an awful, terrible miss from Beto.
I was about to say they were also kind of a bit sloppy.
Yeah, yeah, they were, but it happens. They like this is their first season in Europe. I think that was a big factor. All
I
right.
think so. Like
How
like
much?
it's taking a toll. It's taking a toll on on their Premier League performances.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna skip the other games because I really haven't got much to say. Like Newcastle were decent. Wolves versus Brighton, didn't watch it. It wasn't on TV. So I literally don't know what happened in that game. And Aston Villa versus Burnley. Aston Villa were not very good, but they won because Burnley are also not very good.
That's four on the bounce for Aston Villa, right?
Two on the bounce.
The two, because I thought they won the match before because they were
Maybe
playing
it's
in
Europa.
Europe.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, Europe. I just block my ears if I'm honest.
You don't count it. You don't count it. They won against um Bologna, and then they beat Fulham, and then they beat Feyenoord, and then they
Yeah,
beat Burnley.
yeah,
Now they have top.
they're coming back into it. But yeah, Brentford versus Man City. Man City weren't very good, but Haaland is like the best striker in the world, in my opinion. I've always said this.
Yeah,
And
nah,
yeah, just he's a
it's not
monster.
just
He's a
an
villain.
opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, the
That's,
way he scores goals is just disgusting. It's like, ugh. As a centre back, you're like, oh no, no, I would not like to deal with that nonsense.
yeah, like this is so that's why I never made it. I'll be dealing with freaks like this.
Bro, like out here pulling your leg, pulling your arm, and not
Bro.
even like
And
pulling
he's
it
strong
hard.
too.
Like
Yeah,
jumping,
just his,
like Loki just jumping in front of you, and then the ball is just, and then you're trying to get there, bro. I'll be getting red cards against this guy all day, like, it's just, yeah. I can't do that. But yeah, one goal and then it's good to go. But yeah, Brentford are not a really good team this season, but they're making it work. So I'm actually
yeah,
quite.
that's
I think this week is one week I have to go to Brentford and say well done because they've not been playing very well at all, if I'm honest. But they've been making it work, and I'm really impressed by that. I think that's an underrated skill in football, especially for the lesser teams, because they keep saying champions find a way, but like the lesser teams really find a way. These guys really do find a way.
that's true. Yeah. They beat Villa and United.
Mm.
Yeah, that's not that's actually great teams to
Drew,
beat as well. 'Cause,
drew with Chelsea.
oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they drew
Yeah,
with Chelsea. They lost to Fulham, I believe.
yeah, but just what they've done so far, it's quite impressive,
Yeah,
considering that they lost so many players.
yeah,
But yeah,
that's true.
okay, we
That's
got
true.
2 minutes left, and I think a good place to close off. Something I was thinking about. Has there ever been? Do you remember one instance where Manchester City haven't had a decision go their way? Like there's been a
One of
controversial decision, and it
like
went against, like
it
it went
went the
against Man
other way.
City.
Oh, wow.
And I mean controversial, by the way. I mean like,
Nah,
oh wow, like, oh, this is actually like 50-50.
the I'll take you back to even Rodri penalty against Everton. I
You
don't
said
even like it.
I said went their way.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like I'll take it because
Because you're
that could
mentioning
have been
that,
a
but they're
50.
way more than that, hey?
No. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like I could take it back to that. I don't remember them not winning a 50-50.
I literally,
I
okay,
don't
okay.
remember that.
There's only one, but even then, it's really not a 50-50. The time
Which one?
Llorente handballed the ball in the Champions League, but that was the Champions League. It doesn't count for
Oh,
the
no,
Premier League, I
that
feel.
doesn't count. Do
Yeah,
you
it
think
doesn't count.
Anthony Taylor is responsible for a handball in this guy? I
Yeah,
swear Anthony Taylor is the poster boy for,
Michael Oliver as well. I think both of them tag team to
Michael
love Man
Oliver.
City.
Oh my God. Michael Oliver. There's a Liverpool fan channel. He said, uh, um, because they were talking about Liverpool PGMOL favorites last season, and then he started referring to what PGMOL did to Liverpool. He's like, McAllister received a sweet chin music from Doku in the box. And Michael Oliver waved it off as a 50-50. I've never
Yeah,
seen that in my entire life. Bro,
but
they
yeah,
said, as you can see, Doku kicks the ball.